because I'll be collecting the bales on the contracts, delivering some as we go, and then we'll drop the bale trailer back at the same yard, so we'll be able to grab a tank of manure slurry to go back to the BGA with. Efficiency in transport. And September we can start planting things. Really not sure what I'm planning to do. I think for the barley fields I'm gonna plant spring crops, so possibly soybeans, possibly maize, possibly sorghum. For all the fields that we currently have that have been nitrogenated and limed, pH'd, we will probably plant them with some winter crop of some description, but I have no idea what at this particular stage. Oops. I may do some barley just for the whole crop, but I will look at how much we make this year and how much we use in the robot feeder shed. Okay, all good there. We are done. Let's move out. And kind of figure that out as we go. So I do need to know how much whole crop silage we drop. But again, that's fairly straightforward. And we have to do that tomorrow, which is before planting season. Alrighty, we are ready to get the green tractors in. Actually, every tractor's green on this farm now. Oh, that's not a thing. That's a thing. Oh. Now I don't, that's the thing, I mean once we've got whole crop silage in the feeder robot, I don't actually need to keep any on storage. Hay and whole crop go in the robot feeder, straw also, but not quite so much. But straw and grass silage and maize silage I am planning to go in the bale shed. But what I don't know is, are we going to have a bug problem with the maize silage? I know bales we buy from the store and put into the bale shed have an issue. They respawn underground, which means we lose them and I have to then go and delete them and regenerate them using the Easy Development Toolkit, which is not an ideal situation. Okay, and here we are. No, other way. You can stop following, turn off the engine, and we'll get on with the whole baling and stuff. And I will try and pay attention to the baling so that we don't go racing off with long swaths of hay that haven't been picked up. of all the things you can do on Farming Simulator, this is the job Mrs. Osa liked the best. Didn't like collecting them or anything. Well, actually, she wasn't too bad with collecting them. This is back in Farm Sim 19 when we had... Is it 19? Yeah, when we had the Anderson kit. But she didn't like windrowing. She didn't like harvesting. Although she could do harvesting. Harvesting's not a difficult job. But, mowing she was okay with because mowing doesn't require accuracy. Harvesting doesn't require accuracy. Windrowing she just got frustrated because she'd be driving over rows that were already rowed and just messing up the rows. But this, very easy, just drive up and down, listen for the beeps, let it unload, or unload it because you had to manually unload in Farm Sim 19. Collecting them was easy with the Anderson collector. And then she'd let me stab the bales with the telehandler and load them into the Anderson extractor. Back in the days when we played on Field Mountain, which was a Swedish map and had a lot of trees and not a lot of arable fields, but enough to keep the two of us occupied. Oh, poop. Okay. Well, for the most part, we recovered that, and I still missed it. We got it. Yay. So yeah, outside of what little I've seen from FarmCon this week, mostly relying on videos from Farmer Cop, Virtual Farmer, and the other guys that were there. I've been watching the release announcements for City Skylines 2, which is beginning to look like it's a very much more complex sim than City Skylines 1, since you have to work your freight routes, your imports and exports. In City Skylines 1, the only thing you really had to worry about as far as routes were concerned was the bus routes. Because you would create a bus station, you'd create a route, and then you determine how many buses you want each route. But this apparently looks like you're going to be doing much the same with cargo. So you need to plan where stuff goes from your industrial area to storage to shipment. Which may be quite interesting. Vehicles, there are going to be road conditions and cars can get into accidents which will delay people, and people will, there's an advanced plot on where people want to go and how they want to get there, and it's determined by how much it costs, so how much are your ticket prices on your buses, how much is parking, how much does it cost to drive the car there, how much traffic is in the way, and therefore it's going to take them longer because traffic. I will certainly say that when it comes to city simulators, City Skylines has definitely taken over from SimCity. SimCity used to be the thing to play if you wanted to do city simulations, but really City Skylines took that over after the last, was it SimCity 4 came out, and I must admit I was very unimpressed with SimCity 4. It was a complete mess. And required you play it online. I don't know if they've maintained that, but no, I'm playing a single player game online. Why? And City Skylines basically did SimCity, but a whole lot better. 6, 7, 8, and come on. Oh, you are. There we go. I guess we'll collect this bit. I'm doing okay. Let's okay, go and take this row too. But again, I'm not sure whether I'm going to be that taken with City Skylines 2 if it becomes too complicated. It's outside of Farming Simulator, I don't have a lot of times to play games, so if it's something I can sit down, entertain myself for half an hour, 45 minutes, maybe an hour, I'm happy with that. But if I really have to think about it, plot plan, what did I do last week, there are so many games that I play where I start a session and then next time I can get round to playing, where did I get up to? Which generally ends up with me, okay, I'll just start over again. And if you're continually starting over again, your games are not progressing. I tend to end up playing a game, and that's that way, you know, on the odd times that I can get back to playing, I'm going to have to turn the lights on. I still can't see the... Yes, I can. Yeah, that way I've got less chance to forget where I'd gotten up to. So I can... Oh, shoot. I can just, at least for that one, keep it going. Whereas, yeah. So something like World of Warships, I can pick up, I can play 3-4 battles, get some experience on a couple of ships, and I don't have to, it's not something where I have to, you know, where did I get up to, what am I doing next? Whereas, you know, things like, what else do I play? Yeah, I've got Subnautica. I can't play Subnautica because, you know, I play half an hour and then go 4 weeks and play another half an hour. It's sort of, I can't remember what resources I have. I can't remember what blueprints I've had. I can't remember what blueprints I've collected. And short of sitting down and writing notes on where you get up to, it really doesn't work out too well. Something like XCOM is a little bit easier because I can play a couple of missions and okay, that's done, and then I can come back to the game save and play a couple of missions. current game I'm playing is, good grief, what is it? Fantasy General 2. I'm getting back into that again. And then Patchwork, good day. Oh, Discount Tire, yes. I'm going to have an appointment with the oil people for our Honda Odyssey sometime in the next 2 weeks, I think. But we'll figure that out. I can usually do something like drop the car off at convenient for Mrs. Osa time or something like that. Because I can't be gone from the house too long because I have to work during the week. How's that doing? Ooh, still doing. I think tyres we're doing quite well on the vehicles at the moment. Unfortunately, the Saab is actually doesn't have any problems at the moment. We did have some computer device on board had failed and was causing issues, so we had to get it replaced, and of course nobody makes them anymore, so they had to get one fabricated, which isn't exactly cheap, and then after installing into the car they had to program it, and what ended up happening was they programmed it with the ignition on but the engine off, which, I mean, not really a problem. I went to pick it up and it started, and I drove it home, and the next morning it wouldn't start. Fortunately, I just stuck it on the battery charger overnight, and hey, it worked. So basically they drained the battery while they were programming it, but it wasn't an issue. We were a little bit worried that, oh, it's not working. That's not a good thing. Am I going to clear that row? Yes. I drive really fast. So I was envisaging you've had it for, and they had it for about 4 weeks. Sourcing the computer module and getting it programmed, and to get it back and have the car completely dead within hours of getting it back was just, really, I cannot, I can't afford to have it off the road for another 4 weeks while you charge me $2,000 to fix it again. But the remedy was a recharge on the battery, and everything is fine. And we've had it running. We don't use the Saab very frequently. We usually use it to run down to Ann Arbor when we have doctor's appointments, because it's just the person with the doctor's appointment that's going. So we just want something small and quick to get down there. And we don't need to use the minivan. The minivan is a big minivan. Honda Odysseys are big, which can be difficult to park in some of the hospital parking lots. So if we don't have to use the Honda, that's a good thing. Oh, I hear beeping. And beep. There you go. Oh, teenager has woken up. sounds like Mrs. Osa's waking up too, so they will probably be off in a few minutes to clean the church. I will probably be off shortly to have lunch. But for right now, we're running out of gas on this thing. Only just noticed that. I guess we're going to have to call by the gas station. Actually, that... Oops. Again, oops. That shouldn't be too bad. I think we have diesel enough to do the last field with the baling. And then we have a lot of bales to collect up, so I'll do the bale collecting first, and then I can, once the John Deere's back at the yard, I can just run out with this vehicle. And Patchwork subscribed with Prime. Thank you very much. Stuck in there. But yeah, I'll definitely collect the bales on this field. Oh shoot, missed again. For some reason the baler's jumping as it unloads. Oh, that's just bad. Okay, let's do the loop of shame. Grab the bits over here as well while we're at it. So yeah, finish this field, we'll grab the John Deere to load the trailer. And then go off to the last field to bale and collect on that one. I had actually forgotten I have the weight on the front of the this tractor, which is actually designed as a bumper, so I can push the bales out of the way without running over them most of the time. Okay. So, last row, and we're done here. Unfortunately, I'm at the wrong end of the field once we're done here. So, yay. That's so much easier. I should have used this. Oh, right, yes. I have sometimes wondered whether it's worth getting a set of snow tyres for at least one of our vehicles. I know that snow tyres do provide a significant amount more traction in snow than regular tyres. But I'm one of those people that kind of doesn't like spending money on and swapping tyres out if I don't have to, which would then mean, well, I need a set of rims to put the tyres on, and that's an added expense. New tyres for the Saab are quite pricey anyway, because it is a performance sedan. Okay, let's get the Deere going. But we don't do a significant amount of winter driving. We tend to, there's snow on the ground, we're not going anywhere unless we have to. And then even in that case, we're looking to go to the store when the snow's announced as opposed to the day before, because that's when everybody else goes to the store, and that's frequently less than ideal as well. Okay. But we also have a good-sized pantry in the basement, so we can go quite a few days without having to restock anything. We've got some farmer friends who have sold us cows and pigs in the past, so we have a fair amount of meat on hand. We also have a fair amount of other things that you can bulk buy from places like Sam's or Costco. So it's not like, oh, I absolutely have to go to the store and buy some stuff because we're almost out of it. It's more a case of, I could go to the store and buy some stuff because it'll supplement the stuff that we have, but if I don't have that opportunity, I don't have to. Alrighty, that is done. I will put that back to transport mode and follow the class again. Okay, off to the last field. Yeah, we have had all-wheel drive vehicles in the past, but I mean, the equalizer there is okay. Your all-wheel drive will help you get out of being stuck in a snowdrift, maybe, but once you're moving, everything's equal. If you're running the same set of tyres. So, for example, I'll drive down the highway. Okay, there's snow, there's ice everywhere. I will take it easy. But you then have people in four-wheel drives racing past you at 90 miles an hour. And it's sort of, you have zero traction there, dude, because there's snow and ice everywhere. And unless you're running snow tyres, you've got as much chance of leaving the road as I have. It's just rejoining the road after you've crashed into a snowdrift. You might be able to get out of that. But why get into the point where you've left the road? Just don't end up there in the first place, is usually the good plan. And so don't drive like an absolute freaking maniac, because it's just going to increase your chances of ending up not on the road. I mean, sometimes you'll hit a patch of ice, but, don't try to do it. Just, accidents happen. Drive carefully. Even if you do get into an accident, it will be less serious.